What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Some commentary for you. Cal Anderson's football history caused a bit of a conflict on Friday. Put up a video that we now are beginning to see more and more resembled NCAA Football 11. Silent Gamer just put up a video. I'll leave a link down in the description. Basically goes through it step by step, PS4 to computer. Does an amazing comparison. I'll show you some clips from his video in a moment. But I wanted to start off with this, because this is really the last thing that we had seen of Cal Anderson's football history. And it's imperative that when we look at this, we study the player models, the positions, the way these players are on the field, not just the halfback, although that's more than likely what we'll be focused on given on what we can see, but all the positions, because to me this speaks very soundly as far as what has happened with this game. Now, I don't think this screenshot looks bad at all. I think it looks very realistic. However, when you take a look at NCAA Football 11, you can clearly see that a lot of what we saw there, as far as the linemen, the defensive posture, most importantly, the halfback, all those motions and models seem to be gone. Now, when we take a look at NCAA 11 on a PS3, those positions that we see here in postures closely resemble the game that we were shown yesterday. In fact, when you look at these side by side, they're near identical, not just in their stance, but Silent Gamer was good enough to go select the same team so you can see identical halfback, quarterback, and tight end numbers. The formation spacing, the field spacing, even the way the players have the star under their name, or excuse me, underneath their position when the game starts, all completely mirror and mimic NCAA 2011. So, at this point, there's no real way to get around the fact of either that game was directly ported or we were being shown gameplay of another product. How that can happen, I don't know. I don't have that answer. I would assume in all my past interactions with Cal, he has been completely truthful, forthright, upfront, and honest. I would hope that we're in a situation that would not have him being scammed by developers that live in another state from him, that have maybe masqueraded gameplay here as something else. Perhaps Cal wasn't extremely versed in NCAA Football 11 and somehow felt this could be his gameplay. I do know that his response video, he was very forward with this still being his game, was talking about the filters being put on the game, was talking about how it admittedly, the way the icons and movement look, that it was defined as NCAA football, but that they had ways of making it look more like an independent game, which, again, I don't know how that could be the case. I've been involved with a lot of developers. Not one game from any developer has looked identical to a competitor to the point where we as a community have had to say, hey, wait a second. That looks too much like this other game. You need to dial this back or people are going to think it's that game. So interesting times, but obviously very confusing times for a product myself and a lot of people in this community had and perhaps still have very high hopes for. But certainly in light of what we're seeing now from our community in response to what was shown, we do need some answers from Cal Anderson as exactly what we were shown, what he was given, how it was provided, and what the context of those conversations were. If not, the only logical conclusion we can conclude today is that yesterday, or rather Friday, we were shown NCAA 2011 portrayed as a game that someone was working on. And that is not fair to EA Sports, to Cal Anderson, or anyone in this community. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. Again, thank Silent Gamer for letting me use some of his footage. His video will be down in the description, and I will be back later on with more commentary.